Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video on Envision Dre. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, my channel is Envision Dre. I know it's a little hard for people to read, so yeah, Envision Dre, or Envision Dre is my name, whichever one you wanna prefer. But just a little disclaimer, I'm gonna be talking about a very graphic case today. It's called the SETAGAYA Massacre case in Japan, Tokyo. And this is very chilling case, so if you want to click off and just come back to another video another time, then I would advise to do so. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So in almost every homicide investigation, there's a primary goal for every act, and that act is simple, is to escape, get as fast as possible away from the case and the crime as possible. Leave no trace, and put distance between you and the crime scene. So, this case took place on December 31st of 2000. I believe going into the year of 2001, like January. So yeah, 2000 going into 2001. So on the final year of 2000, in a quiet suburb of Tokyo, an intruder did the exact opposite. He didn't run away from the crime scene. He instead stayed in the family's house. This guy was chilling in the family's house after he murdered literally every single person, everyone in the whole house, the whole family. I think including two younger children. He didn't run and he didn't hurry. Instead, after murdering an entire family, he stayed there for hours. He ate their food. He treated his as if it was his own house. He used their computer. He scrolled through the internet. He even slept on their couch while their bodies were laying around him. How morbid. And it's how do you think, how do you you're not grossed out by that? There's dead bodies around you and they're all just decaying. I don't know. I don't like that. It's just, yeah. So when Japanese authorities finally entered the house, they met with investigative dreams. Seriously, a whole Pandora's box of an investigation here, a whole dream. There was thousands of pieces of physical evidence, DNA, fingerprints, clothes, footwear, personal items, even computer logon files. Yet over 2 decades later, and despite an investigative team involving over 280,000 police officers, it still remains one of the coldest cases in modern history in Japan. And that is the story of the SETAGAYA family case. And to understand the horror of this night, December 31st of 2000, in this quiet suburb of Tokyo, and I didn't really do research on this part of the case, but I don't know how much of a crime rate the area has, but Japan typically has low crime. But I know that in Japan, that when a crime is committed, it can be from 0 to 100. If there is a crime, it can be from 0 to 100. It could be very serious to very minimal. But yeah, so to understand this, we have to look at who lived inside 55 Kamoshigaya in Tokyo in the Setagaya ward. Now in Tokyo, there's these, in Japan there's prefectures and wards. A ward is someone told me that it's kind of a district. So a district, kind of a town. So this is a district and a town that they live in, a little quiet suburb, like I said. So the Miyazawa family, by all accounts, was a normal, peaceful, typical average Japanese family living in Tokyo. 44-year-old Mikio worked for a marketing firm. His 41-year-old wife Yasuko was a passionate teacher who ran a private cram school right out their home. They had 2 younger children. One of them was 8-year-old Nina, an energetic young girl who loved her ballet, and 6-year-old Rei. I believe Rei is a boy, but I'm not sure. There's no context on if Rei is a boy or a girl. There's no gender, but I've assumed that Rei is a boy. Their home was somewhat isolated. The city expansion plans meant most of the neighborhoods had already been bought out and moved away, only leaving a few inhabited homes nearby, backed up by Soshigaya Park. It was quiet, but too quiet. On the night of the Saturday, December 30th of 2000, the killer made his move. Sometime around 11 p.m., he climbed into a tree. Wow. Tree climbing, wow. Adjacent to the house, closer to the house. Stepped onto the second floor of the roof and pushed through a small window in the second floor bathroom. This guy thought he was, Michael in GTA that one time. That one mission where Michael has to like climb the roof of Michael. No, Franklin has to climb the roof of Michael's home in GTA, or something like that. I think to get in the house, like someone has to climb back onto the roof and go in the bathroom window. I don't know. That's when I hear this case, I think about that one mission from GTA. Like that's literally hilarious. But yeah, he climbed a tree that was near the home and then went in through the bathroom window. And then his first target was Ray, the 6-year-old boy who was sleeping in his bedroom at the time. And the killer, unfortunately, strangled Ray to death in his bed. Which is crazy how, like, you go to bed and your kid doesn't wake up or you don't wake up. Like, that's very, like, scary to think about. Hearing a noise, Mikio came running upstairs from his first floor workspace. A violent struggle broke out at the staircase landing. Mikio fought back desperately, but the killer was armed with a 21-centimeter sashimi knife. I guess like a fish or a cooking knife. Mikio suffered scar wounds to the head, like severe wounds and scar wounds to his head and body, before falling at the bottom of the stairs. The killer then moved to the third floor unit, where Yasuko and 8-year-old Nina were sleeping together. He attacked them with the knife, but during the struggle, his blade snapped off the handle. Wow. Like, leaving his victims bleeding, the killer walked back downstairs, went into the kitchen and grabbed a chef's knife from the home. He returned upstairs and he finished the attack. But by midnight, all the members of the family were dead. Oh my god. This guy is really sick. And the fact that he stayed, like, that says a lot. Like, that really does says a lot. What happened next is where the case shifts from horrific invasion to a baffling psychological enigma. An ordinary killer who would have panicked, but his intruder acted as if he just moved in. Like, he literally acted as if he just moved in. First, he tended to himself during the struggle with Mikio. The killer had sustained a deep cut to his right hand. He walked to the bathroom, opened Yasuko's first aid kit, and used sanitary pads and bandages to stem his own bleeding. Then he went to the kitchen. He opened the refrigerator and helped himself. He ate 4 small containers of melon-flavored ice cream. He's just really acting as if this is his house, like going in the fridge. Like, you just killed this person and you're eating their food and going in their fridge. Like, that's very, like, strange. Like, I don't, like, nah. Just nah. Crushing the cups with his hands. He drank berry tea and swallowed severe small melons whole, spitting the seeds into a cup. Ew. At 1:18 a.m., he walked into Mikio's first floor office, sat in his chair, and turned on the family computer. For nearly 20 minutes, he browsed the internet. He attempted to buy tickets to the theater performance. I don't know why, but he was wanting to go somewhere. Searched for information on a local high school, and browsed bookmark folders. After logging off, he stayed in the house throughout the dead of the night. Evidence indicates he rifled through Yasuko's documents, dumping papers into the bathtub, and sat on the living room sofa, where investigators later found fibers consistent with his clothes. At 10:05 a.m. the next morning, over 10 hours later after the murders had began, the computer was accessed by a second time for roughly 4 minutes. Shortly after, he simply walked out of the front door into a chilly New Year's Eve morning, disappearing into Tokyo. And Tokyo was very big. Like, they're like Shibuya Crossing and Tokyo and all that, like, they're very, like, populated and populous cities. So he could have just easily, like, gone into the crowd and stuff like that, acting as if, like, nothing happened. Like, seriously, literally disappearing into Tokyo. Around 10:50 on December 31st, Yasuko's mother, who lived in a door connected to the structure, became concerned after being unable to reach the family by phone. She used her spare key to enter. What she discovered next traumatized her forever and ever. She immediately called the police. When officers arrived, they expected a frantic manhunt with very few clues. Instead, they walked into a gold mine of forensic material. The killer had left behind almost everything he arrived with, laid out in a neat arrangement on the second floor where his clothes was a long-sleeve gray and black Rangan shirt, a dark waist bag, a multicolored shirt, a pair of winter gloves, and a pair of size 28 centimeter Schlesinger sneakers. Police traced every single item. The shirt was rare. Only about 130 were made in Japan and sold in Japan exclusively. And the sneakers were manufactured in South Korea and mostly sold in Asian markets outside of Japan. So he bought the shoes outside of Japan. Wow. Inside his waist bag, or the waist bag, the analyst revealed that the particles of sand, forensic geologists matched the sand of a certain beach that was in Southern California near the Mojave Desert. Wow, that's interesting. There's like sand sediments from California. Like, how would he? I don't know, because like to me, Japan is like here, and then California is here, so it's kind of close, but they're really far away by ocean. So it's like that's kind of odd how he got like sand from the Mojave by California. That's really weird. Then came the DNA. Blood found at the scene that didn't belong to the family gave police an indicator of complete DNA profile for the murderer. His blood type was type A, and mitochondrial DNA revealed that his mother was of Southern European heritage, possibly Mediterranean or Adriatic. Y chromosome revealed that his father was of East Asian descent, so maybe he was like mixed, like East European and then like East Asian. So yeah, maybe he's like a mix of the two. The profile pointed to a young man, roughly between 15 and 35 years of age. Wow, that's like a 20-year gap. Like wow, at the time. Of mixed European ancestry and Asian background, standing about 117 meters tall, or in the U.S. and other places that don't use centimeters, like 5'7", like 5'7". He left clear fingerprints all over the house. He left his blood on the band-aids. He left his physical footprints on the floorboards, and they had every short of name and face. Like they had everything. Like all the DNA collected, they had everything. So why has this case not have been solved? So the most popular theory held by Japanese law enforcement is that the killer was an international traveler or a military service member who fled Japan immediately after the murderers. And because Japan's police database at the time primarily contained like domestic records, his DNA matched no one in the local system at all. Our second theory is the targeted grudge theory. Mikio had been involved in neighborhood disputes regarding the expansion of Soshigaya Park near his house. Did he cross paths with the wrong person? Who knows? Or did Yasuko's job running a home tutoring school bring a disturbed individual into her home? Our last theory, which is theory 3, is the thrill seeker or the mentally unstable intruder. The sheer randomness, eating ice cream, taking a nap, using the computer, acting as if it's his own home, suggests that a killer did not face fear of capture, but possibly someone suffering from a severe psychological breakdown or someone operating on a pure thrill-seeking impulse. So, yeah. Every year on December 30th, Japanese police hold a memorial outside the Miyazawa home. The Miyazawa home. Over 280 and nearly 300,000 officers have worked in the case. The reward for information leading to an arrest remains one of the largest in Japanese history. Over 20 million yen. The house still stands today, locked in a time capsule for one missing piece of the puzzle to finally bring peace to our lives. And the lives we'll be taking soon. So, after all that, what do you guys think about this? Go down in the comments and explain. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and explanations and hear your theories and thoughts. But let me know your thoughts. And if you found this breakthrough compelling or interesting, hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.